Hey everyone, what's up and welcome to today's video. Now, before we continue, I just want to say thanks again for clicking onto this video and just want to reiterate what we're going to be going through today. For today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to continue from what I said in the previous video. We're actually going to talk about the new film trailers coming out, updates in terms of the film industry as it's going along, as well as open up a little bit of discussion as to what's going to be happening over the next coming year, especially in film. Now, before we continue, just want to show you a little bit of an update as to what we're going to be doing in terms of the office space today. But for now, roll the Like I said, there will be a little bit of a change in terms of the office space and how we're going to use it, and a little bit of change of how we're going to do these videos. Now, if this is something that you like at the end of the video, then please remember to hit like, share, subscribe, and leave any opinions you have in the comment box below. But for now, let's go to the office. Okay, now we're just going to get into the office now, and at the moment everything seems fine. Just trying to test out a few different lighting setups. Got the equipment as always, got my little photography portrait lighting behind me. But for today, what we're going to be doing is testing out the green screen. Now, this is my first time ever trying to do something like this, and if it is something that you like or think is quite cool, then please again hit like and we'll see where this goes. Okay, but for now, let's go on with the video. Okay, now that's all sorted. Hopefully this is a setup that you guys quite like, and if this is a video that you like, then hopefully we can get some more of these done in the near future. But for today, let's focus on the main important piece of this video, and that is the latest updates on new film releases and trailers coming out this year and for 2019. New film trailers and film releases actually happen almost every single month, and more and more videos get produced, especially when we get the main summer for the movie window, as well as build up before Christmas for the big blockbuster features. Now, obviously recently what we've had, especially in the cinemas, we've had the incredible Avengers Infinity War, as well as a follow-up in terms of Marvel with Ant-Man and the Wasp. We also have had other releases come through that haven't fared as well, including the likes of the Solo movie attached to the Star Wars story and other films along that accord. But most importantly, we do have more films to look forward to, especially including the Marvel fans that will be looking forward to Infinity War Part 2 coming out next year. Now, especially over Comic-Con, we've had a few new releases, and these are what I'm going to talk to you about today. Now, the first film that I want to talk to you about today is going to be Glass, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, featuring James McAvoy, Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. Now, the new trailer for Glass actually was released during Comic-Con, and my god am I excited for it. It looks absolutely incredible in terms of the trailer itself, especially for me as a big fan of Unbreakable and Split. What I like most of all, especially about this franchise that he's created, is the fact that we didn't even realise there was a sign of the connection until the end of Split towards Unbreakable. Now, with this trailer, it definitely seems as if the film is going to be focusing all on Mr. Glass, which is played brilliantly by Samuel L. Jackson. However, what we can also see throughout the trailer in different segments is how we're going to have these people interact with each other quite well, possibly either setting up for either good or bad purposes. Now, with a lot of insight into how things are going to go, this one is definitely going to be a great film for everyone to see, especially those people who are a big fan of Unbreakable and Split. Now, the next two films I want to talk about are very marvellous in their own ways, pun intended, but we do have Captain Marvel and Shazam, both from the Marvel and DC universe. Now, with both these films, starting off with Captain Marvel, part of the Marvel Studios and build up as a prequel prior to Infinity War 2, possibly being set towards the 1950s, 1960s if I'm right. Now, with this film directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, This one is going to be very interesting and could be pivotal for the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially as we find out with a possible rumour that Skrulls could be involved in this film. I'm not going to dive in any further than this to go into any spoilers, but that is the tip-top rumour for this film. However, up until this point, I have no idea what to expect, apart from the fact that Brie Larson is going to bring her best to the big screen. Now, alternatively with Shazam, or alternatively known as also Captain Marvel in DC, if I remember rightly from the comics, Shazam for me looks more of a fun twist in terms of DC films, especially compared to other films that they've produced recently, especially Batman vs Superman. Now, for me, I'm not a big fan of DC, but I was kind of interested to see how this character was being played out. And for me, this is probably going to be the biggest reception for a DC film. This is going out on the line here, that will actually get a far higher rating than things such as Justice League or even Batman vs Superman, which for me was incredibly disappointing. Don't think it will top Teen Titans, because a lot of people have been behind that already, but this one might be a bit more of a family-friendly, entertaining way to watch a DC film. Okay, and now for the third set of films I'm going to be talking about. These films are going to be coming out in May, but going into order of date, we're going to start off with another big hitter from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Avengers Infinity War Part 2. Now, this one hasn't been named yet, and there's loads of rumours as to what it's going to be called, but regardless of the name of it, this is going to be a cracking film. For me, when I watched it the first time, it was incredible, and in terms of how people developed in this film, for me, I cannot wait to see how this ends, especially with the fact that it's going to tie in and resolve the first major chapter in terms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, leading into a hell of a lot more diverse routes that anyone can go throughout the comics. Not going to dive into any spoilers, just in case any of you haven't watched Infinity War yet. Side note, you must definitely go and watch it, regardless of whether you're an MCU fan or not. But this one is definitely going to be a big hitter and another pivotal movie in the summer of the blockbusters. The second film I wanted to talk to you about is coming out at the end of May itself, and this one could be deemed as another rehash or attempt to actually make the franchise a little bit more successful, and that isn't due for the new Godzilla film, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, this one, in all honesty, the original one that came out, I remember when I was watching it as a kid, I did kind of like. However, the story was lacking and it wasn't what I was expecting. When it comes to the Godzilla King of Monsters, especially with the way the trailer is going, it looks incredible. This looks like a titanic battle in between a variety of monsters to see who will come out on top. And I would highly recommend that you go and watch that trailer, because the balance of music, cinematography, and the setting the tone for the entire film, it looks incredible. For me, the plot of it in terms of the human side of the film is given away mainly in the trailer, which is a little bit disappointing, because you'd like to know actually what caused it, if there was an alternative reason later on, instead of it being put on a platter straight away. But regardless, definitely one to watch. Also got a few honourable mentions in terms of films that will be coming out over 2018-2019 that you would possibly be interested in seeing, and films that I would definitely recommend. If you want to go out on a limb in terms of the next X-Men spin-off kind of film, especially connecting to Marvel, then we do also have a Gambit film possibly coming out next year. Whether or not this is actually going to continue or not due to rumours of being cancelled, we don't know, but until further notice, it's still one to put on your calendars. We also have Spider-Man Homecoming, sequel essentially, but we've already got the name of it as Spider-Man Far From Home. This one is getting a lot of hype, especially with the fact of how good everyone is perceiving Tom Holland, especially as the new Spider-Man. But as to the direction of where this goes, we're still not sure, especially as it could be heavily influenced by Infinity War. Other mentions, of course, are also the extension of live animation series such as Aladdin, which if you'd like to watch in terms of Disney, or alternative films such as Toy Story 4 or Story 5, possibly, keep losing track of how many we've got. the second coming of It, which I've got mixed opinions for. It was a decent film when it came out, however I kind of think I was left wanting more. But regardless, there are still great films that you can see at the end of this year and into next year, with the dates all forecast and all put down in the comment section below. But for me, the last film that I wanted to talk to you about, and one that I'm personally very excited for, is Venom, starring Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock Jr. This film for me was one that I was incredibly excited for to come out, because I am a huge fan of the character itself, as well as Tom Hardy being a fantastic actor. Yes, this film has had a lot of criticism in terms of how it looks in terms of CGI or the voice clarity, as Tom Hardy does the voice as well. But regardless, for me, especially after the new trailer, it just looks phenomenal. As a man that really does enjoy the comic side and show how the character itself will be developed in the film, I'm very looking forward to this actually, and I am literally dating it on every calendar I see. It is definitely one to watch. We've got a few shots of the CGI on the right if you'd like to have a look. For me, although people have been criticising the CGI, I think that's also kind of a good thing, because the studios could still be working on it, but most importantly, in a larger aspect, it shows how far we've actually progressed in terms of video and film itself. Regardless of all that, I'd recommend watching the trailer, and especially watching it in the cinema. It is going to be fantastic, hopefully. Now, all the links will be down in the description in terms of the places that you can go get the dates for these in terms of films coming out, as well as to see the trailers themselves if you are interested. If you have any comments, let me know in the comment section below. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. If this is something that you've liked, then please let me know, and we'll make sure we get more of these videos done in the future. But until then, bye bye.